Imagine a world where $32 trillion of wealth, enough to end global poverty 3 times over, is hidden in offshore accounts. This isn't fiction, it's the shocking reality exposed in Moneyland by Oliver Bullough. While ordinary people pay taxes, the ultra-rich play by different rules, exploiting loopholes so brazenly that, as journalist Nicholas Shaxson warns, tax havens have turned capitalism into a weapon against democracy. The system works like a financial magic trick: shell companies in Panama, secret trusts in New Zealand, luxury London apartments bought via the British Virgin Islands. Bullough reveals how these tactics transform dirty money into legitimate wealth, whether it's a Ukrainian oligarch's embezzled billions or a drug cartel's profits. How does a mansion become a financial instrument? Why do banks ask fewer questions about money than a library does about books? Take the story of Pavlo Lazarenko, Ukraine's ex-prime minister. He stole $200 million from his people, then laundered it through a maze of 50-plus shell companies, while Western lawyers and bankers happily collected fees. This isn't just corruption, it's a shadow economy where crime pays better than honest work. When did wealth management become synonymous with getting away with theft? But here's the twist: you're already funding this system. Every time a city cuts school budgets while allowing billionaires to pay zero tax, every time a hospital closes as luxury condos sit empty, that's Moneyland's toll. Bullough's investigation proves this isn't about smart investing, it's about rigging the game so the 0.1% stay on top. The solution starts with turning outrage into action. Share this video to expose the truth. Demand transparency from politicians. As the authors reveal, the thieves only win when we stop paying attention. Will you help take the world back? About the author. Oliver Bullough is an acclaimed Welsh journalist and investigative author who has dedicated his career to exposing corruption and uncovering hard truths about power and money in Russia and Eastern Europe. His razor-sharp reporting has graced the pages of The New York Times and The Guardian, while his compelling narratives have reached millions through BBC features. Bullough doesn't just report on history, he reveals its hidden wiring. His previous works, The Last Man in Russia and Let Our Fame Be Great, showcase his signature blend of forensic research and human storytelling, making complex geopolitical dramas feel personal and urgent. When Bullough writes about oligarchs and offshore accounts, you're not just reading facts, you're following the money trail with a guide who knows every twist and turn. Key Takeaway 1: How bankers hijacked the world economy, and why your wallet pays the price. Picture this: in 1944, as bombs still rained on Europe, the Allies designed a financial seatbelt to prevent another economic crash. The Bretton Woods system pegged global currencies to gold, banned risky speculation, and forced stability, saving millions from poverty. Yet today, $12 trillion sloshes through offshore tax havens. What went wrong? As economist Michael Hudson warns, bankers always weaponize innovation against regulation. The system worked like a leaky dam. While the US controlled domestic banks, London bankers discovered a loophole: Eurodollars, American currency stored overseas. Suddenly, bankers could gamble with unregulated dollars, creating the first crack in Bretton Woods armor. Why follow rules when you can just offshore the money? Then came the nuclear option: Eurobonds. These financial Frankenstein monsters combine tax-free profits with absolute anonymity, no names, no paper trails. Imagine buying a house with cash while wearing an invisibility cloak. Swiss banks loved them. Drug lords loved them. And as Bullough reveals, this was just the beginning of global finance's corruption epidemic. The irony? These innovations sprang from post-war regulations meant to protect us. Like a vaccine mutated into a virus, bankers turned financial safeguards into weapons of mass wealth extraction. When did free markets become synonymous with free-for-all looting? Today's consequences are staggering. For every $1 of global aid, $10 flees poor countries via tax havens. The 2008 crash? Fueled by the same unregulated shadow banking Eurodollars birthed. This isn't finance, it's financial arson, and we're all breathing the smoke. But here's the good news: we built these rules, we can rewrite them. Share this video. Demand politicians close loopholes. The greatest economic heist in history only works if we pretend it's legal. Will you help turn the tide? Key Takeaway 2: How tiny islands became the playgrounds of billion-dollar thieves. Picture this: you're a corrupt politician who just stole $2 billion from your people. Where do you hide it? Not in a Swiss vault or a Cayman account, that's child's play. The real pros choose Nevis, a Caribbean speck with 11,000 people and laws crafted by shady American lawyers. Here's the kicker: To even ask about stolen money in Nevis, you must pay a $100,000 deposit and the court will laugh you out if you're a year too late. As financial crime expert Tom Burgess notes, these aren't tax havens, they're crime resorts. The system works like a financial witness protection program. Nevis confidentiality ordinance means no one reveals whose money they're hiding, not even for Interpol. Russian prosecutors learned this the hard way when they tried chasing tens of billions funneled through Jersey's 𝗏𝗏𝗄, a shell company thinner than the paper it was printed on. How does a tiny island tell Putin's bankers to get lost? The smoking gun? When prosecutor 𝗧𝗵𝗁 𝗀𝗏 exposed the scam, Russian state TV coincidentally aired footage of a lookalike with prostitutes, getting him fired within days. This is how offshore games are played: steal big, hide smart, and discredit anyone who asks questions. But here's what makes your blood boil: these islands didn't invent corruption, they industrialized it. Nevis' entire economy now thrives on helping crooks outwit their own citizens. Every anonymous shell company, every buried lawsuit, is a middle finger to democracy. When did financial innovation become a euphemism for theft as a service? The human cost? Ukraine's stolen billions could have vaccinated its entire population twice over. Nigeria's looted oil money dwarfs its healthcare budget. This isn't capitalism, it's kleptocracy with a piña colada. Here's how you fight back. 1 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏, boycott banks that use these havens, hint, most do. 2 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀, share this video with #EndSecrecy Islands. 3 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀, demand public registries of company owners. Remember, the difference between a tax haven and a crime scene is just good PR. Will you help tear off the mask? Key takeaway 3: How a $200,000 wedding dress exposed global corruption. Imagine a father buying his daughter a wedding dress worth 200 years of the average Angolan salary, while 80% of his country lives in poverty. This isn't fiction, it's the scandal that erupted when Nalala Jogo, daughter of Angola's now Vice President Benito de Souza, starred on Say Yes to the Dress. As anti-corruption activist Robert Palmer notes, luxury purchases are often the first visible crack in a facade of stolen wealth. The math is criminal in its simplicity. Angola's oil revenues, $32 billion vanished, 2007 to 2010. Central bank governor, stole $50 million outright. Nalala's dress, 2.5 years of the president's salary. How does a public servant afford this? Through bribes from Western oil companies and budget funds treated as personal piggy banks. This isn't just about one dress, it's about kleptocracy's playbook. 1. Steal natural resource wealth. 2. Launder it through luxury purchases. 3. Silence critics, global witness was smeared. 4. Reward thieves with promotions, de Souza became VP. The bitter irony? While Nalala twirled in designer silk. Angolan life expectancy, 42 years. Hospital budgets, cut for austerity. Oil revenues, enough to end poverty. But Angola's no outlier, it's the rule in resource-cursed nations. From Equatorial Guinea's dictator buying $100 million mansions to Congo's missing mining billions, the game stays the same: plunder, display, repeat. Here's how you fight back. 1 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀, follow the luxury, extravagant purchases often traced to theft. 2 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀, support groups like Global Witness. 3 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀, demand Western banks stop accepting dirty money. Remember, that dream wedding was bought with stolen childhood vaccines. Will you help break this cycle? Key takeaway for the Polonium Trail: how corruption crosses borders and kills in plain sight. Picture this: a former Russian spy 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗀 in a London hotel, only to die 3 weeks later from radiation poisoning so rare it costs $25 million per gram. The 2006 murder of Alexander Litvinenko wasn't just an assassination, it was kleptocracy's warning shot to the world. As journalist Catherine Belton notes, when stolen billions flow west, the killers follow. Here's the chilling reality. Polonium-210 in Litvinenko's tea, traceable to Russian nuclear plants. His killers, medal-winning Russian MPs who mocked investigators. His crime, exposing a state-sponsored murder squad. How does a respectable London hotel become a crime scene for the Kremlin? The UK isn't just a victim, it's an unwitting accomplice. While British police traced the poison to Moscow, diplomatic immunity and shell companies shielded the killers. Meanwhile, the hitmen got a parliament seat. Litvinenko's widow waited 15 years for justice. 12 plus other suspicious deaths of Putin critics followed. This isn't spy fiction, It's modern corruption's blueprint. 1. Steal billions, via London real estate and Cypriot banks. 2. Silence whistleblowers, with radioactive tea or suicides. 3. Hide behind legal borders, sorry, we can't extradite. The terrifying truth? Kleptocracy treats democracies like playgrounds with no cops. Russian oligarchs launder $100 billion+ through UK properties. London lawyers fight harder for dirty money than NHS nurses. Westminster keeps rolling out the golden visa red carpet. Here's how we fight back. 1. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, freeze dirty assets, not just after murders, before. 2. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, investigate mysterious deaths of oligarch critics. 3. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, share this video with #kleptocracy kills. Remember, Litvinenko died for exposing the truth, we honor him by continuing his work. Will you help turn London from a laundromat back into a democracy? Key takeaway 5. The $100 million whistleblower, how one banker exposed the dirty secrets of Swiss banks, and why the problem just got worse. Imagine walking into prison with a $104 million check in your pocket. That's the surreal reality of Bradley Birkenfeld, the banker who blew the whistle on Switzerland's $100 billion/year tax evasion scheme. His story proves two shocking truths: snitches get riches, he earned the largest whistleblower reward in history, but also that the system is rigged to protect the super rich. As economist Gabriel Zucman reveals, tax havens don't disappear, they just relocate. Here's how the shell game works. 1. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, 2009, U.S. forces Swiss banks to reveal American tax cheats, FATCA law. 2. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, 2015, 100+ countries adopt Common Reporting Standard, CRS, for automatic data swaps. 3. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, the catch: while Angola struggles to track stolen billions, the U.S. refuses to share data, making it the new #1 tax haven. The irony? America's solution created a bigger monster. Swiss vaults Delaware LLCs, 300,000+ anonymous companies. Bank secrecy, legal tax loopholes, like the qualified intermediary scam. $100 billion recovered, $1 trillion+ still hidden. The real victims? Not the jailed bankers, but Angolan kids drinking dirty water while ministers buy $200,000 dresses. American teachers paying more taxes than billionaires with Caribbean residences. Small businesses competing against shell companies. Here's the infuriating twist: while the U.S. demands transparency from Belize and Liechtenstein, Florida real estate and South Dakota trusts now hide more dirty money than Geneva ever did. Since when did America first mean kleptocrats welcome? Your move. 1. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, boycott banks that still profit from secrecy. Ask, do you report foreign clients? 2. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, demand Congress pass the Tax Haven Transparency Act. 3. 𝗚𝗏𝗧, share this video with #hypocrisy_haven. Remember, Birkenfeld proved the system can be beaten, but only if we fight smarter than the crooks. Will you help close backdoor? Key takeaway 6. The Great American Tax Heist, how South Dakota and Nevada became the new Switzerland. Picture this: while the IRS audits teachers and nurses, $226 billion, yes, billion, now sits in South Dakota trusts, a 700% explosion since 2007. How? Because America quietly became the world's sneakiest tax haven, with laws so corrupt they'd make a Cayman banker blush. As Pulitzer-winning journalist Jesse Eisinger warns, the U.S. isn't fighting offshore tax evasion, it's winning the race to the bottom. Here's the Nevada and South Dakota shell game. Small blue diamond emoji, 365-year trusts, your great-great-great-grandkids won't pay taxes either. Small blue diamond emoji, creditor-proof vaults, divorced? Bankrupt? Too bad, your money's gone. Small blue diamond emoji, double secrecy loophole, claim it's foreign to hide it from other governments, but American to dodge global reporting. Why this is diabolical? A Nevada trust is now more untouchable than a Swiss account ever was. South Dakota's trust industry employs 1 in 12 workers, their entire economy depends on dirty money. The U.S. demands transparency from Panama while letting Delaware LLCs hide oligarchs' jets and yachts. The victims? Single moms paying 22% tax rates while billionaires pay 0% via dynasty trusts. Countries like Angola begging for debt relief as their stolen billions compound in Sioux Falls. Every time a school closes because a trust fund dodged property taxes. The ultimate irony? America prosecutes small tax cheats mercilessly while writing the playbook for megavision. Since when did patriotism mean sheltering global kleptocrats? Time to fight back. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, shame these states, #tax, 𝗏𝗵𝗁𝗀. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, demand Congress repeal the Trust Modernization Act. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, support the Enablers Act to punish complicit lawyers and bankers. Last line, they've turned Mount Rushmore into a mast for financial gangsters, but sunlight disinfects. In summary, the book Moneyland delves into how the global elite stole $32 trillion, and how we can take it back. Imagine a secret country where laws don't apply, a place where stolen billions grow tax-free, murderers go unpunished, and the poor pay for the crimes of the rich. This isn't fiction, it's Moneyland, the shadow nation Oliver Bullough exposes in his explosive book. Every year, $1 trillion vanishes into offshore accounts, enough to end world hunger 8 times over. As economist Gabriel Zucman reveals, the global wealth gap isn't accidental, it's architected. Moneyland operates like a financial witness protection program for crooks. Russian oligarchs use London mansions as safety deposit boxes. African dictators hide looted billions in South Dakota trusts. Even American states like Nevada now offer better secrecy than Switzerland. The tools? Shell companies, anonymous trusts, and legal loopholes so brazen they'd make Al Capone blush. Why bother robbing banks when you can just buy the lawmakers? The human cost is staggering. Angolan kids die of cholera while their president's daughter buys $200,000 wedding dresses. London apartments sit empty as nurses sleep in cars. Bullough tracks this corruption through shocking cases, like the Polonium murder of Litvinenko and the Swiss banker who exposed $100 million in tax evasion, then got jailed for it. How did financial innovation become synonymous with theft as a service? Here's the twist: we built this system. After World War II, regulations meant to stabilize economies were twisted into weapons for kleptocrats. Now, America, which demands transparency from tiny islands, has become the world's #1 tax haven. Your pension fund likely invests in Moneyland schemes right now. But hope isn't lost. Here's your anti-Moneyland toolkit. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, follow the luxury, extravagant purchases often traced to theft. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, demand the Enablers Act, punish complicit lawyers/bankers. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, share this video. To you, warrior, if no one told you today, you are loved, worthy, and capable of changing this broken system. Smash like/subscribe to help this reach more truth seekers. As Bullough proves, the darkest crimes hate daylight. Let's turn the lights on.